2026, and I want to especially welcome political conversation in the lab. Continue to make demands, especially as Monday to Friday, from 4 to 5:30. Government, there's tyranny, and then I leave you. The government fear the people, which should be the case, or the people actually fear the government. Especially when you understand went down at the Senate earlier today. I remember on Saturday, the president of the Nigerians a notice of an emergency. Just how Nigerians are feeling at level of each other, laughs the National Assembly complex. But at the end of the day, and also don't forget, electoral real time was. Let's go. We see a tactically transported for declared in the course of wild. It is not an automatic transmission of votes as voters cast their ballot. Real-time transmission does not mean your vote is sent electronically. The moment votes are counted manually at there. Again, the computer. The collation would create a digital copy of polling units way we can explain it, because the bone of contention had majorly been around electronic this, what about states where there are no networks? What about states where there are no forms of communication? Some local governments that have been raised by a whole lot of people. So we'll have someone in the studio already that will help us break all of these things down to the thinking out loud. And I'm hoping that you would get one or two things to take away from whatever I said. I stand to be corrected. Son of Omoyele Sowore, the presidential candidate of, even while he was financing NGOs and CSOs and CLOs across Nigeria, I had a conversation. Is more Nigeria a democracy? The longest strike we've had since 1999. His own issues. There were days of ballot box snatching. If you snatch ballot box now, you're on your own in the world. The biggest democracy in transmission of results, because it thinks some places don't have access. What happens to 2023 to 2027? Those single country in the world that is practicing absolute electronic transmission of should come into it. All of these questions will be answered. And I remember I asked him that question, and I'll tell you for a fact that one of the things you feared the most, I knew what happened during the NSAS protest. Whatever it was, whether denial or not, whatever happens at the entrance of the National Assembly today, with the show of force. And the first thing that was an unfortunate incident that went from dusk till dawn. People were slaughtered. People were helplessly. So imagine what it could take you to kill maybe 20 chickens. Okay, I'm not talking about 200 people were slaughtered. And those security guys, those police at the protest ground in Abuja today should be in Kwara State protecting the people. Should be in Benue State, should be in Borno State, should be in Plateau State, should be in Zamfara State, should be in Bauchi State, should be in all of those places where Nigerians are getting killed almost on a daily basis. Nigerians deserve to be better governed than it's been governed at the moment. And that responsibility, first time every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m., 90 straight minutes of conversation around politics, policies, governance, leadership, accountability is everything we get to talk about on this show. Well, my guest is here, like I said. And I'm sure when we're done, a lot of South Senatorial District, distinguished Senator Eyinaya has us into the conversation today. Stick around. I'll be right back.
You pay for it.
Does it get better or worse? Are the actors ready or not? Are citizens onlookers or bastions of accountability? The questions pile up each day, 1,001. But hey, in the Situation Room, Mondays.
What happened? What I would say is Mr. President is full of strategy.
You want to rubbish one of the governors? He does not believe that he must lose any battle. And you choose your fight.
And perspectives. We are all.
In our last sitting, he has chronically transmit the results from each polling unit to the IRF portal, and such transmission officer and or countersigned by the that if the electron becomes impossible to transmit the result electronically, inform EC8A, sign and stamp. But if you read the motion, is earlier motion which passed.
There is somebody today, because of the will of, is not wiser than the next person. What is
leadership? I have said, look, you cannot do this. If you do this,
or bastions of accountability that only ask the crucial questions and stick. Join Okwemi Akionde in
the state. They tell you not what happened. What I would say is
on your favorite dial, mainland, 90.
For Nigeria, fi shock me again, no. Politics for Nigeria, no fi shock.
Let's see. I would have a very first. The 2023 S16 was that the result being challenged in court to the Senate, to the governorship, to right here, where a member of somebody took the outcome of our election is a big problem. The weaponization scattered across all of the people coming out. Assembly seems to be having a seat on an assigned seat. They just been, singing that's supposed to serve as Ochukwu is live in the studio with us at some point in this conversation on better. Well, dating, you've done a lot of shares to Ascendi. Our profile is big people don't agree that they are the next 4 years to go. It is they choose to call it by elections. And a lot of people think we're operating in that space, in that ecosystem.
I do feel we're ready.
Okay. In 2013, the then opposition 2015 election, and the results are collated. Okay, we're making progress. In 1999, 2003, people were snatching ballot boxes. We're having stuffed ballot boxes. Segun Agagu as governor. Many people were killed. The beavers came into the election, and 500 people are credited to vote. You cannot have 501. You can get a credit and go back and
yes,
is allowed. You are enjoying your moment, but you cannot. Silicon Valley in Yaba, there's this, there's that. I've got a lot of guys that are doing some amazing stuff within the ecosystem.
What to say to address this concern to be a form of private sector partnership, one of the biggest in Africa. We are doing amazing things. See what the fintech is doing between the government and private sector, ties transmission of electoral results. Take first. If the person internet from our phone, like hotspot it, but instead providing this internet at various polling units, and this will be their own mandate, and this will be their responsibility, then we have accountability. Internet now becomes not an that is one. Plenty
hot one.
Even the places that said there's no power, there is hot sun. At this point in time, we're still complaining about like also partner with private sectors that are responsible, that have the capacity to be able to dip polling unit. There needs to be a form of private sector and INEC partnership to be able to deploy this. Every challenge I have had on this issue are challenges that the yourself to deal with it. Move various companies that provide satellite. We needed to confirm by ourselves. Everywhere you go, you see a banner of a particular solar companies and more. There is no complaint that they are complaining about when it comes to using tech, digitizing and do it in-house. He talked about that some of these things have their risks. That technology into election is not just a win for the tech system; it's a win for transparent electoralists. We had forming for an election. So we're making that steady progress. What exactly are the political
abilities is you institute mechanisms that is insulated from penetration. So let's get that electronic transmission of results has. What does it cost at the lowest and perhaps the weakest link of our entire using electronic transmission results and the result sheets and then upload it, on a portal defined by INEC. That way, it enhances accessibility. So that when it goes to the collation center, everyone already sees the result. So if the collation officer is treasuries of electronic transmission of results, it worked in Nasarawa integrity of the process.
Thank you. That was Samson Itodo, the executive director of YAGA Africa, talking about how this can work and how we can manage the vulnerability of this. And we're talking about how we can make this thing that look like impossible actually as simply people always express. Oh, they can hack it. Oh, doing taking a risk on. Or you think we should just allow the fear of the possibility of it being hacked and just throw it away and resort to manual modes of transmitting results? Because we are afraid of it being hacked. There was a time they were stealing ballot boxes. That's hacking. That's hacking at a premium level. Man-to-man hacking. Physical. Apart from the ballot boxes, the entire attack that comes with the system, something that is less than 20%. System that can be placed
on it. There are many factors, authentication there. No, there's nothing like that. So definitely you still have some glitches of their own legal hackers. Can they set up cybersecurity departments that are looking at these things? So technology. Number one, you need to partner with people that can do what you can't do. Problems, they are not problems that should make people can see a system that is transparent. The oh god, I've forgotten this. When this using code, there were so many conversations around it.
I mean, everybody was USSD
3 trillion naira in transaction. Everybody were recording. A system came, people complained about it, but it's penetrating, it's giving inclusion. That is what technology does. Technology doesn't have to be find these problems. We set up teams, structure, partnership, collaboration that it's supposed to work to best team that will make it work. So if hacking is a problem, we need a hacking team. We need a cyber security team that will look at it. Because trust me, some people outside the cyber attack.
As part of the world, some of these things could look very easy. Villages and communities in this country where they don't have an idea of what a phone looks like. They're careless. They don't know whether they put money in the bank. They don't know whether there's anything like POS. Not exactly because they don't have us go home. That is their circle. But those people have PVCs. In the crisis zone areas where for years now, they've had, and these are real time, no phone calls, nothing at all. How workable can this system?
In villages where there are no internet, people come into, maybe they are using some form of Turaya networks, Starlink and all of that. So to where they are right now. But you're talking about a government I need to go to a Sambesa forest now for a project. I will equip my team with everything I need to equip them. An official say that, I'm asking myself, no, you are getting it wrong. The mission is, so if the mission is I'm sending people there to go and get vote, that the staff that they are sending there doesn't know how to use the beaver system, the person is trained to use the beaver system. In the same way, we are saying that person that is trained to use the beaver system, can we also set up a layer of security so nobody else can just log in anyhow? Number two, can we have a contractor that is providing the internet, provide internet to perform the Election Act? They already, and that contractor is held accountable as much as for a very long time. My father uses slide for almost a year.
It's not possible. This is not real.
So these things are doable. Of just INEC. INEC needs to be able to expand. So it's as simple as that.
You're coming from, and I totally agree with little kid right there that you just woke up his curiosity, like what exactly is. I understand again the simplicity of this thing you said now. It stands and one rivers. You are coming, and when you're done,
they are supposed to move everything. People are accountable. I hear a lot of ignorance. Why I say they are one of the smartest Nigerians. In their midst, they have real amazing resource persons that talks to them. I have been opportune to meet with some of these people, and there's a lot of intelligence around them. But when I hear them say things like this, to be blinded by what they feel, to say let's get this done, because once they say let's get this done, it's a good decision. It will. A
word I'm always very because you have something that has maybe they don't have the what does that say about the mindset of an average Nigerian politician? Because there's only one way you can come into office, election in the evening for and have it. What does that say about the mindset of the people that are leading us? Because for you to wake up and say I want to be a governor, that alone should be a political willpower for you to want to fix a society. You saw
a leader, because I'm a leader of an organization. Nigeria is vast. Now, contending with so many voices themselves, these things are possible. These things are possible. Then have the willingness to take us back to before 2022. So it's with various interests. Let's be very frank. With various electoral reforms, see its best come out by letting it work, by working with partners, by working with results. Is it the security issue? Now let's see a system Agbero to be fighting on the street, and it is done, and we all sit down on the TV and watch it. Take it off the general internet service for it, a dedicated internet transmission system for it. It comes on TV. It brings communal security. It increases communal security. We can increase surveillance effectively, and you will see that oh no, people are not fine. Seriously opposing it is if you have something negative, or maybe you have a contrary opinion, or you have something else that you're doing that you don't want the system to be able to show. But I feel this reform is one of the best things that has happened to us as a people, from a child that have seen elections from the days of APC, PDP. That was during Abiola's time.
That's hope now.
And into our country. Let's see it. Let's make it work. And we need leaders that will support them.
I mean, I like as it's even simpler than whatever fears that you have. I'm talking about maybe not exactly giving up as much as we expected, but a bigger problem. Because during the dark days of our election, let me use that word, there was a time where some riverine communities in Ondo, Igbokoda axis, our core members were left stranded on their... I mean, we should move. Just are building apps that developing, softwares on the election, which is insecurity. And from your own space, being a security consultant, followed the response time, because there was a natural want to stick to the religious that they believe in, which the constitution gives them the rights to.
This is a conversation that is very painful, especially across the northern part of Nigeria, in the north. And it's
That's a big
sniffing
statement.
of, when you look at the statistics of death toll coming out of Nigeria on a daily basis, it gives a cause for concern. There's noise, siren, for people to take cover when there's a bomb coming in. In Nigeria, we keep hearing, oh, we got an early warning alert that this was going to happen. Who exactly did that early warning alert go to? I have been stating it in all my interviews. We need solutions to be able to take care of urban emergency support through our community shield application, access control. But as there is a siren that is blaring, and people within that community can take action and save their life. This is one. But what I see is, no, it's not normal rescue operation. But I'm watching news every morning. The first day, they're kidnapping children. And you're not doing any, and making money from tracking. I need to start doing things that would help people. Things are happening. Giving them the chance. If the government needs leaders to wake up, insurgencies, in how we live as a people, patrol and surveillance across your community, do it. If you need to discuss with private, start upgrading to become and do this. And with government funding, the same way the fintech companies got grants and got funding, and we have security problems. And I think this will be an amazing approach for us. We can give the people enough information to take action to save their own life.
I saw the switch after your profile, so I know where the energy is. I know where the pumping adrenaline will come up, and I just saw it. I'm intentional about it, because when you look for patrol vehicles and 24 motorcycle, are you joking? Their communities outside, it's so easy. Instead of you to steal money and buy 25 hillocks and inflate the price and do all of this movement, because if I was the governor in one of the secluded areas of drones, with this kind of drones, he could just carry this boy and lock him inside.
Yes, I have come to realize that a lot. Many complex issues like the electoral issue in the north. Let's map out money that can help you. Sensors installed around the bushes, on trees, cameras that detect motion sensors, pick up truck and buying a picture. The accuracy of your results are higher. That's when you're able to monitor information that have been gathered over time at so and so time. Who is helping? Because you blow whistle, and the people that is functional in such a way that when a system that has been structured with private collaboration, not public organizational or institution collaboration, private collaboration, that receives certain data is loud enough. So when I designed what I call community shield for rural communities. So it was quite easy. It's just an app that does access control. Then also you can also yes, because once the data is being collated, all your neighbors register help. Now, for when I was designing for rural community, I said, no, we need a high tower system Number one, to prevent tampering. That when, because an airrate system is effective when everybody hears, nobody is going to cut wire. From the central, those are the conversation. And because it uses a simple power battery, it uses solar also. So before you climb that pole to go and rethinking how we look at is a neutralizer. It brings everything down to the simplest level. Technology is the best way to go. Reduce the multifaceted layer as opposed to respond.
Things happen before we try to remedy the situation. So when the people were killed in 3 people, 29 people, 14 people are scattered everywhere. But now the communities there are soldiers everywhere, there are patrol vans everywhere. But that could have been prevented because your reactive measure did not in any way bring back the dead. They are gone. And that conversation was necessitated because of the unfortunate still be alive. So
Does it get better or worse? Are the actors ready or not? Are citizens onlookers or bastions of accountability? The questions pile up each day, 1,001. But hey, in the Situation Room, we are not carried away. We only ask the crucial questions and stick it in. Because the journey to El Dorado won't pardon missteps.
Based on the law, if you earn any income, you have to pay tax on it.
Join Okoyemi in the Situation Room, Mondays to Thursdays from 4 to 5:30 p.m. for the real action.
In the Kano State, they cried it, what happened? Even in Edo State, they cried it, not what happened. What I would say is Mr. President is a full of strategy.
You want to rubbish one of the governors? He does not believe that he must lose any battle. And you choose your fights now.
On your favorite dial, Mainland 98.3 FM, the Situation Room. Issues, personalities, and perspectives. We are always watching.
Nothing for Nigeria, fish shock me again, no.
The Senate on Tuesday amended the votes and proceeded on 3 of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill concerning the transmission of the election results. Primary means, however, it is as the official source of collation. Okay, following the abduction, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio instructed him to proceed. Well, that is just what it. There you have it. So it is both the electronic and the manual means of transfer of results. So in case the internet fails, and if you follow this program from the start, then you should have an idea that the internet should not exist. Facebook and on YouTube, so you have to drop your messages there. Well, the phone lines have been buzzed.
Hello, good evening, Mr. That is our thought. You know, if they have been, if they know that there's no network, there's no. See, even that they should use the manual must not be failure. Let them have prepared. Let there be network. Yes. That is what we cannot learn.
Thank you, Mr. Shola. Please let's make our contributions very brief.
You see, what happened? They are giving us that proviso that in case the same people, Apado and Wike, they will ensure that there's no network. Even when there's network, they will claim there's no network. Okay. So what are they telling me? I'm telling you, my brother said there's network. They will stamp it and say there's no network, and we are there back to 2023. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Okangbelina. We have a lot of messages also on our WhatsApp page. Let's relax. I'll talk to as many people as I can talk to. Good day, Okoyemi, and your guests. Your guests made my day in this situation. God bless you guys. I'm Christopher Effinit, President David Mark, and I quote him: "Phone is not for the poor man." And videos. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry that we're back to where we were in 2022, 2023, and it's still where the Senate is standing. From the analysis of your guests, it is clear that our political leaders are intentionally allowing the issue of insecurity to continue to lavish the country. Politicians know what to do, and they are doing what they are doing on purpose. Okay, thank you very much. Good evening to you, Okwe. God bless your guest. She has spoken really well on the issue of this quit. Provide simple solutions and let Nigerians forget a bit late. Good evening to you. Challenging phone lines. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, Barry.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Bolaji from Ijoko.
Mr. Bolaji, you're welcome.
Come. I don't see person where don't lecture me. 18th century. Honestly, make you come take lecture from this woman. Because then they sensible. We need more protest. from today, we need more process. Please, Nigerians, come out and out. Let us protect.
Thank you.
So, please go and play this soundbite of Mike Guinea for people to hear.
Apologies, okay. When I was listening to your guest profiling this solution regarding how this real-time transmission of results should be made workable, I was just nodding my head. Why? Because the challenges we're having today are all intentional. If one can rig and rob to get to power, what else can get to WhatsApp? Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Okoyemi. My name is Robert.
You're welcome.
Also move forward. You understand? When I read the something, there is nothing they pass now. Manual should run with electronic. What type of?
Thank you very much. Okay, this one says today again, Okpe, you have poured sand in our garden by addressing Akpabio, our distinguished Senate president. Well, is an high-ranking member of the House, and you call them distinguished. Okpe, tell Mr. Tinubu, Akpabio, and co that anything short of one man, one vote, free, fair, transparent, and credible election in 2027. There'll be crisis. Politicians should repent and do the things the constitution and democratic way. Military takeover presiding over officer PO2 in 2019 election. Results were, and it's still being changed at the collation center. You know that a lot of people want to ask questions, but maybe we'll have a part 2 of this conversation. But we started off with collaboration calls that you've been completely intentionally didn't run through your profile. I feel we should.
At the heart of what we do is solve everything that has to do with surveillance, where we track, monitor, recover stolen vehicle. You can find when a vehicle is stolen, the driver is nowhere to be found. That the driver's identity is fake. So we had one critical issue like that. And as I stood on the field, it was in Benin. And I stood there and I was like, the driver was. And that was why I said, enough is enough. We used to do paper verification, like normal guarantor paper. We had to start building a software for it. And that was where VetMe was born, an identity verification software. So we launched that party. And then I moved into one of the big Lagos communities, Omole. And the problem was vivid. I had this this league of technical officers. Oh yeah, on go learn, go and start bringing down installation. Then we now built Community Shield.
Have you reached out to the government at any point for some of these collaborations? I know that the system itself may not bring you in. Sometimes you need to.
That's where I'm from.
Okay.
We are also in talks with Lagos State. Currently, the Community Shield software. But we noticed that children don't know these numbers. People don't know these numbers. So we have a project where we are taking the 112 number and Community Shield to everywhere. People don't know how to use applications, how to even call the 112 number. Anybody knows the American, what's this number? 911. Mm-hmm. Everybody, even Nigerians know because we watch their movies. But the 112 number, people don't know it. So response, which is the 112 number, and we're also pushing out these communications to be able to help. And I didn't get a response. I have had situation where I was working on that effectively working on it seriously to ensure that people can get a response when they need it. And for me, pushing that in the urban community.
Definitely. I hope it does. Elon Musk Starlink's coverage is all over Africa, and POS is in every locality in Nigeria for banking. Stamp duty, various levies and taxes are being taken by the government. But when it's done for election, football, and CCTV gives credibility to factory transmission of results is a must for IME and the others were being divulged to criminals. There's a discreet okay from Ikeja. Okay, bring the solar devices and dedicated internet.
He said we will bring it.
We'll bring our solar. We'll bring his team are not working in the interest of the good people of the country. The National Assembly is behaving as if they are now. Okay. This one says, good evening to you. Ijai. Let me take his last one. We're preparing for the global news. Find a way to partner with people like this. The private sector has a role to play. Well, Mainland FM is always. I would also come back to take you through the world of for sports schools. Where do we start from? Your part in the shot before we leave the studio today. My guest has been Marami Joma Mary Chuku. She's more passionate than I thought.
Solutions. Let's start adopting it. Let our government start partnering with private sectors to make.
I have a feeling that we could have a part 2 of this conversation. Then we'll talk about startups, how the Nigerian eco space and can also benefit from your Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget to keep the conversation going. Next up is Mainland FM Global News, and don't forget tomorrow the big one, 1 to 3 p.m. midweek politics.